Hey guys, tonight we're tackling a world that's the complete opposite of a tropical paradise. We're diving into the real Ice Age. Forget the cute, talking animated animals who go on zany adventures. We're talking about the gritty, deadly reality of the last glacial maximum. A world of 2-mile-thick glaciers, perpetual winter, and giant, furry murder cats. You think you're tough because you don't turn on the heat until October? Trust me, you wouldn't last a day. And we're going to prove it. If you enjoy watching our heroes suffer for the sake of science, a quick like or a subscribe would be amazing. It really helps the channel out. As always, drop your location and time in the comments below. I love seeing where our global survival class is tuning in from. Now bundle up, grab a banana for purely ironic warmth, and let's find out how quickly you become a popsicle. Congratulations, you're an anomaly. You've just finished falling through a swirling banana yellow time portal, which spits you out into a deep snowbank with a soft thump. The good news? The snow cushioned your fall. The bad news? You're naked, you have no tools, and your only clothing is a single large banana leaf, which is already starting to feel suspiciously brittle. The first thing that hits you isn't an animal. It's the cold. And it's not the kind of cold you've ever experienced. This isn't I forgot my jacket cold. This is a physical, violent assault. It's a brutal, biting cold that steals the air from your lungs and feels like 1,000 tiny, angry needles stabbing every inch of your exposed skin. And your body, a product of a centrally heated world, goes into immediate shock. Fun fact. Number 1. During the last glacial maximum, around 20,000 BCE, average global temperatures were about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees Celsius colder than today. That doesn't sound like a huge number, but averages are deceiving. It means that a pleasant summer day in what would become southern France might barely get above freezing, and the winters were cataclysmically cold, with temperatures regularly dropping to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 30 degrees Celsius or lower. You scramble to your feet, your muscles already stiffening, and a violent, uncontrollable shiver racks your entire body. You look around, and the landscape is a terrifying, empty vista of white snow, gray rock, and the distant, menacing blue of a glacier. This isn't a winter wonderland. It's a sterile, windswept desert of ice. In the distance, a glacier 2 miles high glitters like a wall of jagged glass stretching to the horizon, a frozen tsunami that has swallowed the world. There are no friendly forests, no cozy-looking pine trees. The only vegetation is a scattering of sparse, tough-looking shrubs and patches of moss clinging desperately to the frozen ground. You take a breath and see it explode in front of your face in a thick cloud of white vapor. That's your body's precious heat and moisture, your life force, escaping into the void. The second thing that hits you is the silence. In our modern world, there's always a background hum. Here there's nothing. It's a deep, profound, almost ringing silence, broken only by the mournful, high-pitched howl of the wind as it scours the landscape. Your first 5 minutes are a frantic, desperate scramble for shelter, not from a predator, but from the wind itself, which is actively trying to kill you. The boring apocalypse of Frozen Edition. Forget about saber-toothed cats for a second. In your first hour, you will be killed by something far more mundane, something that has already begun its work. It's called hypothermia. Threat number 1, the wind. The wind is your number 1 enemy. In this flat, treeless landscape, there is nothing to stop it. It's a relentless river of cold air that flows over you, stripping away your body heat 25 times faster than still air. Your shivering, which feels like a violent spasm, is your body's last-ditch, panicked effort to generate warmth by contracting your muscles. It's also burning through your energy reserves at an alarming rate. Without shelter, your core body temperature will start to plummet. You find a small rock overhang, a shallow scoop in a cliff face. It's not a cave, but it offers a tiny bit of respite from the direct assault of the wind. You huddle behind it, pulling your knees to your chest, trying to make yourself as small as possible, trying to stop the violent shaking that is exhausting you. Threat number 2, thirst. Paradoxically, in this world made of frozen water, you are desperately thirsty. Your body is losing moisture with every volcanic, steamy breath. But you can't drink the snow. Eating snow is a rookie survival mistake, and that will kill you faster. Fun fact number 2, your body has to use an enormous amount of precious energy and internal heat to melt the snow and bring it up to a temperature where it can be absorbed. It's a net loss of heat. You're essentially paying for a sip of water with your own life force. Your only hope is to find a way to melt it without using your own body heat, which requires fire. You frantically grab 2 sticks from a frozen shrub and try to rub them together. The wood is damp and frozen solid. It's like trying to start a fire by rubbing 2 popsicles together. It's completely useless. You have no way to make fire. Threat number 3, your feet. You are barefoot on frozen ground. In a matter of minutes, your feet have gone from painfully cold to completely numb. That numbness is a bad sign. Frostbite will begin to set in within the first hour. First, your toes will feel like they got blocks of wood. Then, deep inside the cells of your skin and muscle, tiny ice crystals will start to form. These microscopic daggers are shredding your tissues from the inside out, destroying them permanently. The worst part is, you won't even feel it happening. So let's recap your first hour. You're freezing to death, you're desperately thirsty but can't drink, and your feet are literally dying and falling apart on a cellular level, and you still haven't even seen a woolly mammoth. The first animal encounter, lunch on legs. Huddled behind your rock, peering out at the desolate landscape, you see movement. It's them. A small herd of reindeer, their thick, shaggy coats making them look perfectly comfortable in this frozen hellscape. They are ticking through the thin layer of snow with their broad, powerful hooves, searching for the lichen that grows on the rocks beneath. Your starving modern brain, which thinks of food as something that comes in a wrapper, screams one word, food! Your logical brain, what's left of it, should be screaming how. Myth-busting time. The cute, clumsy reindeer from Christmas stories? These aren't them. Ice Age reindeer were tough, powerful animals with sharp antlers and hooves designed to crack ice and fight off predators. You can't just run up and punch one. You have no weapons, you have no tools. You're a soft, slow, shivering predator with no claws, whose banana leaf is just cracked in half from the cold. The lead reindeer looks up, sees you, and snorts a puff of steam. It's a look of complete and utter indifference. It has assessed you and found you to be no threat whatsoever. The herd effortlessly trots away, disappearing over a ridge. Your first potential meal has just walked off, completely unimpressed by your apex predator status. Your only survival strategy now is to find something smaller, slower, and dumber than you are. Good luck with that. Even the rabbits here are Arctic hares, camouflaged perfectly against the snow and adapted to outrun giant lions. The apex predator, the big cat. Sooner or later, if you survive the cold, you're going to meet the true king of the Ice Age tundra. And it's not a mammoth. It's the cave lion, Panthera spelea. Fun fact number 2. The cave lion was about 25% larger and significantly heavier than a modern African lion. Fossil evidence shows it was a hyper-carnivore, a killing machine perfectly adapted to the cold. It hunted everything from giant deer and reindeer to horses and baby mammoths. It was faster, stronger, and infinitely better at surviving here than you are. You don't see it coming, and it's an ambush predator. As you stumble along the base of a rocky cliff looking for a better shelter, you hear a low growl from the rocks above you. It's a sound that vibrates through your bones. You look up. It's perched on a ledge, its pale cream-colored coat a perfect camouflage against the snow-dusted rock. It's watching you. It sees you for what you are, a weird, slow, shivering, two-legged snack that isn't even wearing a proper coat. You cannot outrun it. You cannot fight it. Your only hope is that it just ate and decides you're not worth the effort. It lets out a massive yawn, showing a set of teeth like polished daggers, and stretches lazily in the cold sun. Today is your lucky day. It's not hungry. It turns and disappears back into the rocks as silent as a ghost. The verdict. So how long do you last? Let's be brutally honest. Your chances are abysmal. Scenario 1. You panic. You run around in the open looking for help. You have about 30 minutes before advanced hypothermia sets in. Your shivering will stop. A very bad sign. You'll become confused and clumsy. You might even experience paradoxical undressing, a bizarre symptom where victims of severe hypothermia feel hot and start removing their clothes. You will eventually just lie down in the snow and go to sleep forever. Scenario 2. You're cautious but unlucky. You find a shallow cave which protects you from the wind, but a blizzard hits that night. The wind howls, and the snow piles up, sealing the entrance. You're trapped in the pitch black. You last about 2 days before freezing in the dark. Your final thoughts a mix of cold and claustrophobia. Scenario 3. You're a survival genius. Through a miracle, you find a deep cave with a source of geothermal heat and a small stream of running water inside. They donate it so it doesn't freeze. You but you managed to trap the just few Arctic hares with a crude snare you fashioned from your own hair. You're a survival god. You might last a week or two. Your end comes quietly, not from a predator, but from the infected cut you got on your frostbitten foot on day 1, which has now turned into a raging septic infection. The simply boring truth is that you do not survive. You are a tropical primate, a creature of the warmth and sun, dropped into a planetary freezer. You're not adapted for this. You have no fur, no claws, no instincts for this kind of relentless cold. You are a banana in a world that hasn't even invented the concept of a fruit salad, let alone a tropical one. You exist because for tens of thousands of years, your ancestors, the real Ice Age survivors, were unbelievably, almost inhumanly tough. They knew how to make fire, not by rubbing sticks, but by striking pyrite against flint to create a spark. They knew how to make clothes, not just draping themselves in hides, but using sharp stone awls and bone needles to create tailored, multi-layered, insulated garments that were the pinnacle of prehistoric technology. They worked together in groups to hunt giant beasts using spear throwers called atlatls to launch projectiles with lethal force and accuracy. They knew which plants wouldn't kill you and which caves wouldn't collapse on you in the middle of the night. They were experts at one thing: not dying. The skills they possessed are so far removed from our modern lives that we might as well be a different species. They didn't have grocery stores or central heating. They had stone tools and a stubborn, desperate courage. We have food delivery apps and heated blankets. So the next time you feel a chill, just remember, Kai, your hypothetical avatar. Remember the biting wind, the frozen ground, and the sheer, overwhelming power of the cold. You're the descendant of the people who looked at a world of ice and said, "We can make it." And somehow, against all odds, they did. Thanks for watching Banana Do. Remember to hit subscribe because unlike our Ice Age ancestors, you have the technology to do so.
We can make it!